triple header brings us to Cameron Indoor, where the Duke Blue Devils host the Boston College Eagles. With Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Jay Alter. After 21 days without a game, Malcolm, finally Duke able to tee it up tonight against Boston College, albeit without their head coach. It'll be Jon Scheyer in his absence, and you look at the Blue Devils' record with Coach K not on the sidelines in his 41-year tenure at 10-18 record.
John, Jay, everybody anxious leading up to this one, wondering whether or not they were going to have a game, but finally we are here in 2021, and Duke is going to get their first game.
BC in maroon and gold, Duke and white, and we are underway on Coach K court without Mike Krzyzewski on the sideline.
Boston College comes out in a zone. That's going to be their defense for tonight. When we spoke with Jim Christian,
and Matthew Hurt cashes in off the offensive glass. He's been the go-to guy all season for the Blue Devils.
He has been a matchup problem. Had a double-double versus Michigan State, and when we spoke with Jim Christian, he said, look, that's going to be the key matchup for us in the zone. We got to find him on the perimeter, and then we have to keep him off the offensive glass.
C.J. Felder knocks down a three to open the scoring for the Eagles. Inside to Mark Williams, great post move, and he'll head to the foul line.
Boston College is an undersized team, so you can see early on Duke trying to use their size advantage, go down low in the paint, see if they can get Boston College in foul trouble. On the other end, that's a great sign if you're Boston College, starting the game off, knocking down a three-point shot.
Now Felder at 6'7", the freshman Mark Williams towers him at 7 feet. And Williams, up until this point, limited minutes this season, but with Patrick Tapé out tonight and also Jalen Johnson still not able to go, could be big-time minutes for Mark Williams in the post. Ten seconds to shoot for the Eagles. Here's Rich Kelly. Kick out, Felder open for three, and he hits it again. C.J. Felder, back-to-back threes to get Boston College started. And we welcome those who just watched Virginia Tech and Louisville. Your triple header continues here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. Duke playing without Coach K on the sidelines tonight. Longtime assistant Jon Scheyer stepping in. Coach K placed in a contact tracing quarantine. So the Blue Devils, their first game in 21 days, comes without Coach K, and Boston College has started shooting lights out. 3 threes to get the Eagles going.
Well, leading up to this game, obviously both teams anxious to see whether or not there was going to be another cancellation. That was not the case. 2021 now. Duke gets their first game of this year, and you know, for Boston College starting this game off, they've knocked down 3 threes in this game early on. Great sign and start if you're Boston College.
And Duke started off very brightly well. Blue Devils shooting 4 of 5 to start. BC is 3 for 3. So if you're worried about the Blue Devils being a little rusty after 3 weeks without a game, maybe defensively, but certainly not offensively. DJ Stewart gave it away. Up ahead to Rich Kelly for the easy lay-in. Kelly making his first career start for Boston College and cashes it in transition.
And you can tell that Duke is a team that has not played in over 3 weeks, and it's showing up on the defensive side early on. They're getting wide open looks. Boston College talked about the threes, and then in transition, uncontested layup.
Well, when we spoke to Jon Scheyer, he said, I won't lie to you guys, this is a dream come true for me. Two-time captain, won a national championship as a player at Duke, has been an assistant with the program since 2014. He did say, I just wish it came under different circumstances. You dream of being a head coach, but not like this in the weird version that it has come about. Steph Mitchell for three, can't connect. Offensive rebound for the Eagles, and the second effort is good for DeMar Langford Jr. Here's a starting five for the Blue Devils. Again, haven't seen them in game action in 3 weeks. Matthew Hurt leads the way. Who also has to step up for Duke tonight, Malcolm?
Well, I think it's because of the layoff. It's all of them. This is an important game, and you can tell early on they're just out of sync. They're a team that has not played. We talked about this, the cancellations and postponements of games, and they look rusty right now. Boston College is capitalizing on that. I think on the other end, offensively, they're going to have to knock down some perimeter jumpers. Right now, Boston College playing the zone and trying to keep them out of the paint.
6-point lead for Boston College. It's even more impressive when you consider two starters not in at the beginning of this game. Mekhi Ashton Langford is out for the night, and Winston Tabbs, the Eagles' leading scorer, was not in Jim Christian's starting lineup, to a surprise to us.
Jim Christian mentioned he wanted to change things up. Obviously, they've lost some close games, start off the ACC play 0-3, so he was looking for a change. Thus far early on, it has seemed to work.
Jordan Goldwire, the defensive specialist, a scoop and score. And that could be the spark Duke needs.
And that is the problem area for Boston College. Anytime you play against Duke, you must take care of the ball. That has been problematic for Boston College all season long. Live ball turnover, that time uncontested layup on the other end. Great defensive pressure by Duke.
3 early threes for Boston College, and it's a bright 15-11 start in Durham. It's been a wild year for programs across the college basketball landscape. Duke no different. Look at the 3 games canceled that wiped out their non-conference schedule, then 2 postponed. The Blue Devils have not played at Cameron Indoor since December 8th. And you factor in that Coach K not on the sideline tonight after he was placed into a contact tracing COVID quarantine. Blue Devils have really missed K in his tenure when he is not on the sideline. You see that record, 10-18. And Jon Scheyer's team right now finds themselves at a 4-point hole after Boston College has started shooting 6 of 9 from the floor.
And I think the other key element to this, obviously, anytime you're without Coach K, a Hall of Fame coach, one of the best, if not the best in the business, I think the crowd. Jay, I played at Cameron. That was my second college game as a freshman playing at Cameron Indoor. And I can tell you right now, it is one of the wildest. It is, for me, the wildest environment I have ever played in. And we asked Jon Scheyer about that, the really atmosphere and the energy that they're going to have to create without the Cameron Indoor crazies there. And certainly it's in factor, and it's certainly something that's going to be a storyline throughout this season.
The hot shooting start continues for Boston College. Another 3 for BC from Rich Kelly, making his first start in an Eagles uniform. Goldwire wide open, and he answers from deep. Jordan Goldwire, exactly what the Blue Devils needed.
That was excellent ball movement by Duke. The previous possession right here, he's going to draw so much attention. Unselfish pass. That's a beautiful skip court pass to a wide open look. And on the other end, when we asked Jon Scheyer what are some of the keys in this game versus Boston College, he said right at the top, we must defend the three-point line. Early on, they have not executed that game plan. Boston College has had some wide open looks from the perimeter.
Jim Christian takes a timeout with his team trapped in the quarter, but leading 4 early. Saturday, great doubleheader starting at noon right here at Cameron Indoor as Duke takes on Wake Forest, and then Virginia and Boston College follows at 2. Hoops Saturday right here on the ACC Network. So Boston College missing 2 of their 3 top scorers tonight starting lineup, and they have not missed a beat. A 4-point lead, and they are shooting 7 of 10 from the floor. Inside to Karnick, 2 seconds on the shot clock and a jump ball called. Eagles have the arrow. Jim Christian in year number 7 comes in with a 2-7 record on the year, but he told us he was emphatic. Plenty to be positive about. Despite the record, he has really liked what he has seen from his team in flashes. They just haven't put it together for a full 40.
Yeah, they haven't been able to close games out. They've lost some close games, and a big reason why is their turnovers. When they have not turned the ball over, as Coach Christian said, they have shown some really good flashes, but the turnovers continue to be an issue and problem area for Boston College.
3 turnovers for BC tonight. Dumped inside to Matthew Hurt. Double team comes in. Mitchell blocked him from behind.
Heads up play by Mitchell. Last year on the ACC all-defensive team, and Hurt is going to see a heavy dose of double teams anytime he touches the ball against Boston College tonight.
Left open for 3. Wendell Moore banks it in, and that is exactly what Duke needs coming into the game, shooting 1 of 21 from the floor. He doesn't care if it banks in. He will take that absolutely.
Jon Scheyer said, look, that's what he needs, just to see the ball go in of the net and bounce through, and certainly they are going to need his offense.
Goldwire got the steal but just missed the layup. He leads the conference in steals but just could not get the finish. Three consecutive turnovers for Boston College after a great shooting start. They're shooting 7 of 10 from the floor, 4 of 6 from 3. Almost another turnover and a foul called. Wendell Moore, only 1 made shot in his last 21. He'll take that to try and get the Blue Devils going. Nightcap of our ACC Network Wednesday night triple header. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. Boston College, despite missing 2 starters in the starting lineup, coming out shooting 70% from the floor and a 1-point lead 8 minutes in.
And they've all been off of high percentage shots, dribble drives, kickouts to open shooters, and they're doing a nice job in their half court. When they don't turn the ball over, they're getting some high percentage shots.
Here's Rich Kelly. He's been hot to start, and it continues. In his first start in an Eagles uniform, Kelly up to a quick 10 on 2 threes tonight.
Going back to the scouting report that Jon Scheyer gave us, he said, look, we have to get out on all of their 3-point shooters. No exceptions. Right now, the help and also recovery is a little late for the Duke defense.
DJ Stewart looking to answer, but he comes up empty. It's interesting, Jim Christian told us actually he feels bad for a guy like Rich Kelly because in his grad transfer year coming over from Quinnipiac, this is his one shot to play at a Cameron Indoor, and he doesn't get to do it in front of the full crowd, the full experience. But Kelly not feeling sorry for himself. Up to a quick 10 points. Starts the fast break there. Steph Mitchell cashes in on the offensive glass.
Great work by Steph Mitchell on the offensive glass. On the other end, again, you can still see the rust for Duke. That's now, I counted 3 missed layups. They've had some opportunities in transition off of turnovers, and they've just missed some point-blank layups.
Blue Devils just 1 for their last 6, a team that has not played in 3 weeks. This is their first game at home since that loss to Illinois on December 8th. Shot clock winding down. DJ Stewart trying to make something happen. Here's Kelly, 1 on 3, and that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's not a good decision. One of the few bad decisions he's made early in this game. That's where you just want to pull out. You have the defense coming back. Excellent transition defense by Duke. Look, you have 3 players getting back. Easy call for the referee to make.
That's now 6 turnovers against Boston College in the opening 10 minutes. Open 3, Brakefield comes up empty, and Kelly pokes it away. This time he slows it up in transition. High off the glass and down. Rich Kelly feeling himself early, 12 points on 5 of 6 shooting.
Another opportunity for Boston College, and they took advantage of it. And you can see their strategy. When we spoke with Jim Christian, he said, look, we're a zone team. We disguise it sometimes, and it may look like man, but we really are playing zone. They're trying to force Duke into perimeter jumpers.
Great hustle to keep it alive. Layup doesn't go for Jeremy Roach. It's an 8-point lead for BC. A 7-0 Eagles run, and they are feeling really good at Cameron Indoor right now. Five seconds to shoot. Step back, Mitchell. Rims down, Steph Mitchell gives BC a 10-point lead, largest of the night. Poked away. How about Boston College? Timeout, John Shire. DeMar Langford Jr. on a rim rocker. And BC has come into Cameron Indoor, and they are fired up.
Well, all starts with good defense right here. Putting it down with authority, and Boston College is rolling early.
The Eagles are shooting 71% from the floor. Meanwhile, Duke has missed 10 of their last 11 shots.
The layoff, Jay, again, we've talked about and documented the postponed games, the cancellations, the lack of live games. We talked with John Shire about this. Look, it's one thing to play in practice. It's another thing to have live action in the game, and you can tell right now Duke is a team that looks like they have not played in a while, and it's showing up, I think, big time on the defensive end. They're just late on their rotations. They're allowing dribble penetration, and Boston College is getting whatever they want offensively.
And no Mike Krzyzewski in the huddle. He's been with the team via Zoom, watched film, met with players individually, watched practices, but he's not on that sideline to make in-game adjustments right now. His team trailing by 12. Wendell Moore Jr., another made basket. The sophomore starting to heat up, which is exactly what Duke needs.
Well, he's an X factor for them. He's a guy that has struggled to start this, if you want to call it, early on season for Duke. They've had so much inconsistency in terms of getting games, but he is the one name that if you're a Duke fan, you are happy to see him find some success early offensively.
CJ Felder hammers it home. Boston College shooting 13 of 18 right now.
Well, right now, Jay, it's just too easy for Boston College, and that's something you rarely see by a Duke team at home. Right now, they're just picking them apart. They're getting quality looks, and then the help is just too late for Duke. They have to do a better job containing dribble drives, Duke.
Blue Devils turn on the full court press. It's a 10-point Boston College lead 13 minutes into this first half. Great take by DeMar Langford Jr. Couldn't get the finish though. Now with Coach K not on the sidelines, Boston College has come in and on the court named after him, put down some big-time finishes. First it was Langford Jr., then it was Felder. 10-point Eagles lead in this first half. Enjoying the program's first win at Cameron Indoor. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. 10-point lead for the Eagles. How have they built it?
It's been simple. Defensively, they've gotten stops, but then offensively, they've executed to perfection. Dribble drive, kickouts for some open threes, and you look at the numbers, 71% from the three-point line, and they're shooting 68 from the floor. They really have not had too many looks that have been contested by Duke.
Not to mention 16 points in the paint for Jim Christian's crew. Here's Rich Kelly. He's got a game-high 12. Takes it right to the rim. Rich Kelly, the Quinnipiac transfer, lighting it up. 14 of BC's 33.
And that's the problem right there. A dribble line, that's just a straight line drive, a guy blowing by somebody. There's no help. And again, another uncontested layup.
Matthew Hurt has 5 points to his name, and will look to add to it from the foul line. Hurt had a career-high 25 points a year ago on New Year's Eve against this Boston College team. Hit 5 threes in that game.
Well, this was a key matchup coming into this game. We spoke with Jim Christian. He knows about the game and the problems they had defending Hurt last season, and he's going to face a heavy dose of double teams tonight.
This Saturday, women's basketball triple header right here on the ACC Network. It tips off at noon with Clemson and Louisville, then Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech, and it wraps up at 4 o'clock with Boston College and Wake Forest. Women's basketball right here on the ACC Network. Devils shooting 0 for 4 from the foul line. Just nothing going down to, Malcolm, basketball is a simple game. One team making shots, one team missing shots.
It's as simple as that, and when you don't play as long as Duke has been off, your timing, everything just seems off, and you can tell in this first half right now, they're a team that looks rusty and that has not played in a long time.
21 days since this Duke team took the court. They took the trip to Tallahassee but didn't actually play a game, just had to turn around and go back to Durham. And John Shire, he was candid with us. He said, look, that is frustrating to tell a team that has already taken the flight to Tallahassee, ready to play Florida State, mentally locked in. Hey, guys, we can't play today. We got to go turn around and somehow find a way to keep your energy and your positivity up.
Yeah, it is, and it's, equally tough for these coaches as well, too. Again, you're doing game planning, and you come into a game and you're not sure if you're even going to play leading up to this one. So it really just has been a difficult situation. But as John Shire said, he said, look, we're going to have to fight through it. No fans, obviously that's something that they feed off of. But the lack of games, they're going to have to try to figure this out. But right now, give credit to Boston College. They're doing a nice job executing and taking advantage of these high percentage shots.
6 points, 4 rebounds for Stephon Mitchell. Senior putting together a really nice first half. Now, Jim Christian told us, despite the 2-7 record, he's seen stretches where they have shown they can play with anyone in the country. And they have certainly done that in the opening 15 minutes here at Cameron Indoor.
But Duke is going to have to make some perimeter shots, because right now Boston College is just packing in this matchup zone, and they are going to just force Duke to shoot some jumpers. So they're going to have to knock down a couple of threes to try to loosen up this defense by Boston College.
That's a second foul called against Rich Kelly, so he takes a seat on the bench. Duke still struggling from the perimeter. 3 of 10 now from deep. One of the rare misses tonight for Boston College. Still a 14-point lead for the Eagles. Step back 3. It's good. Matthew Hurt delivers from deep. Actually, foot on the line. It goes down as a 2.
And that's just a breakdown in the scouting report by Boston College. Again, he is the one guy, he's shown and proven that he can hurt you. You must find him in transition. That time, though, excellent transition offense by Duke.
Foul on the floor. Take another
this right here.
A 2 or 3.
Yeah, it looked like his toe was right on the line there. Referees in good position to take a look at that, but still, nonetheless, that's excellent execution, and that's going to be the key in this game. See if they can get up and down and get some turnovers and get out in transition.
DJ Stewart lays it up and in. Duke cuts it to 10. Here's Winston Tabb, BC's leading scorer, who's been really quiet, did not start tonight. He's only played 5 minutes. Inside to Mitchell. Great take, Stephon Mitchell.
That's a great find by Jay Heath, being patient on offense. And again, Boston College in the paint. They're getting a high percentage shot.
Trying to slip it to Hurt. And a charge called first. James Karnick there to cause the offensive foul. Eagles up 12. Now Rich Kelly, the Quinnipiac transfer in his first start in an Eagles uniform. 14 points in his first half on 6 of 7 shooting. In his last 3 games, he'd only combined for 17 points, but he is feeling it tonight in Durham.
And we were scratching our head when Winston Tabbs, Boston College's leading scorer, started off on the bench in favor of Rich Kelly, and he has performed in his first start of the season. You said it, Jay, just 17 points in his last 3 games. He's got 14 in the first half.
And Winston Tabbs in for Kelly right now. That's Boston College's regular starter, averaging 16 points a game. Who would have thought you take him out of the lineup and it actually gives BC a boost? And if you're just tuning in, that's the kind of night it's been for the Duke Blue Devils without Coach K on the sideline. Jon Scheyer can't be happy with the 7 turnovers and the poor shooting in this first half.
And that was a concern when we talked with him yesterday after a shoot-around. He said, look, our guys haven't played. I don't know what they're going to come out with. We're obviously down a couple of guys as well, but when you don't play that long against a live team, against another team, it's really a crapshoot. And right now they are coming out as a team, and they look like a team that has not played in over 3 weeks.
James Karnick, the Lehigh transfer, working Hurt in the post, puts it up and in as the shot clock sounds. Three minutes left in this first half. State Farm halftime report. You'll get Packer and Durham's thoughts on the NCAA tournament moving to Indy. And we'll have plenty to talk about a stunning first half. DJ Stewart trying to make something happen. Offensive rebound falls to Matthew Hurt. Hurt fading away. That rims out no good.
Well, Jay, we've talked about Boston College's offense, but really the story of this game has been the zone. But their defense really has given Duke problems. And again, they just continue to live with them shooting jumpers. It's going to be as simple as Duke making some perimeter jumpers against this packed-in zone of Boston College.
Another great post move for Stephon Mitchell. He's up to 10 points, and it's the largest lead of the night for BC. "24 points in the paint for Boston College. Duke only has 25 points on the night.
Wow.
DJ Stewart steps to the line. First made foul shot tonight for Duke, just 1 for 5. As we remind you, you'll get some Packer and Durham at halftime. You can get Packer Durham every weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time on the ACC Network in the ESPN app. Stewart, great hustle to follow his missed foul shot, puts it up, doesn't fall, tapped around, still doesn't go in, third time's the charm, still no, and a foul finally called. You have to love the hustle from Duke. Despite being down 15, Malcolm, they are attacking the game right now.
And that's how you're going to get back into this one. And the coaching staff raves about Stewart. They love his ability to score in the games early on. He has shown that ability. 12 points a game coming into this one, and that's just great work on the offensive glass off his own miss.
The Duke struggling in really all facets of the game, including the foul line. Just 2 for 7 tonight. And Stewart steps in for his second, hits that one.
Crowd at these games, in particular at Cameron, you can hear these players communicating, and Jon Scheyer said, look, that's going to be key in this game, the communication between our defenders against this Boston College offense.
Wendell Moore Jr. steps in and knocks it down. He's 3 for 3, and Jon Scheyer told us the word for Moore, believe, because they believe in him. He has really struggled this year, lost his spot in the starting lineup, but he's been a bright spot in an 11-point deficit tonight, making a 13-point deficit as Boston College scoring at will in this first half.
And it's just really a rarity to see this many dribble drives uncontested by a Duke defense.
Blocking fouls the call as Moore Jr. got himself into a scoring position again. And Jon Scheyer really went out of his way to talk about the sophomore as he'll step to the line for a 1-and-1. Because they really think he has a big part to play in this season. He just started slowly, but that doesn't diminish what they think of this young man.
No, it doesn't. And Jon Scheyer shared a story. He had similar struggles. He talked about his junior year, and Coach K called him into his office and kind of gave him some tough love, but also made it very clear that we believe in you. And again, he said it's a matter of him just seeing the ball go through the basket, and that's one of the bright spots of this first half. If you're Duke, Wendell Moore has played really well.
He's a team-high 9 points. Blue Devils trailing by 11. A terrific first half for Boston College. Wide open Winston Tabbs, but his foot was on the line. Turnover.
Well, the only good thing about that turnover for Boston College, it was not a live ball. Obviously, you have a wide open look, but again, if you're going to turn it over, you don't want to do it where you give Duke a transition opportunity.
Boston College's lead was 116, a chance to get it to single digits right before halftime. Left open for 3, it's good from DJ Stewart. And Duke cuts it to 8. What was once an Eagles 16-point lead has been cut in half. DJ Stewart with that 3. goes to 10 points. Blue Devils still have work to do. No Coach K on the sideline, and BC has capitalized into an 8-point halftime lead. This halftime report is presented by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like second half about to begin for Jon Scheyer and Duke. Blue Devils trailing by 8, and Scheyer in the hot seat tonight as Duke playing without Coach K on the sideline. He was put into quarantine after COVID contact tracing as we're back underway in the second half. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Arlter with you. To make matters a little tougher for Scheyer and Duke, this is the first game the Blue Devils have played in 3 weeks. And a positive start of this second half cuts it to 6 points, but certainly a little rusty, particularly on the defensive end. But they've come out alive. DJ Stewart over to Jeremy Roach. Count the basket in the foul, I believe. Yes. So the Blue Devils shot out of a cannon in this second half to get things started.
Well, whatever Jon Scheyer said at half, it worked. They came out in the first minute here in a lot more energy than they did in that first half, and that's what they want to do. Turn Boston College over and then get out in transition before they can get their zone set up. Excellent start of the second half for Duke.
The struggles continue at the foul line for Duke now. 5 of 11 for Jon Scheyer's group tonight. But this BC lead was 16, and now it's just 4. A 14-2 extended run going back to the first half. Here's Jordan Goldwire. DJ Stewart on the drive, blow by, and off his knee, turnover, BC ball.
Well, for Boston College, they're going to have to handle this full court pressure by Duke. A key player for Boston College is going to be Stephon Mitchell. He's a big that can come back and relieve some pressure.
CJ Felder on a rack attack. Eagles back up by 6.
That's how you break the pressure. Don't turn it over, and then you're going to have an advantage on the back end. Excellent transition offense, that time against the press.
Roach for 3, and he's fouled. Rich Kelly got him. That's Kelly's 3rd. Excuse me, Kelly's 4th. So Kelly, BC's leading scorer, picks up. No, that is his 3rd foul.
Yeah, that's just a poor closeout. Now again, from that angle, not sure. But still, he was there late. And again, you have to go up and give the offensive player a chance to land. Yeah, that's a tough play. Yeah, that's a good call. Listen, again, you have to let the offensive player have a chance to land down. Again, that's just a poor closeout. One of the few mistakes he has made, because in that first half, he really, in his first start for Boston College, was a key performer.
So the official scoring event had Kelly at 4, moved it back to 3. Now they've settled on 4 fouls for Kelly. BC's leading scorer checks out as Duke cuts it to 4, 90 seconds into this second half.
This right here shows Stephon Mitchell's versatility. Again, he plays the 4 and 5 for Boston College, but he'll also act as a point.
DeMar Langford Jr. in attack mode, the freshman, almost with a huge slam plus the foul. Instead, he'll get 2 at the line.
Well, that one right there would have shown up on SportsCenter if he was able to get that one to go down. Aggressive drive to the hole.
And remember, his older brother, Makai Ashton Langford, out tonight. That's 10 points a game that BC is not getting. Saturday afternoon, great doubleheader right here on the ACC Network. Duke taking on Wake Forest. Hoping to have Coach K back for that one. And then after, it's Virginia taking on this BC team, as the Eagles lead by 5. The theme of this season has been closing out games, Jim Christian told us. They're 2-7, and for stretches they've shown they can play with anyone in the country. The problem is they have not closed games. And what was once a BC 16-point lead, you have to start thinking, well, is this going to be the same old story? A great Eagles start, but can they hang on?
Yeah, and that has been the theme. We've talked about their young backcourt, talented, but yes, you're right. Jim Christian has talked about that, where they've put together some games where against some tough opponents. Again, the Villanova game, they're leading Minnesota. They have a chance to win. So again, he said, look, end-of-game situations starts with their backcourt. They're going to have to make better decisions and get them into their offense and try to put them in a position to win the game.
Steph Mitchell has his pocket picked by Roach, dumps it off. Here's Wendell Moore Jr. Kick out, Hurt for the tie. He's got it! Matthew Hurt dials in a big-time 3. Timeout, Jim Christian. What was once a 16-point lead has evaporated. Duke coming back. "81 years ago tonight, Duke played its first game at what is now Cameron Indoor. The Blue Devils beat Princeton 36-27. There's the opening tip, knee pads and all. And we even dug up the program from 81 years ago. January 6th, 1940, a win against Princeton. How cool is that?
I mean, just you look at the history here, what was going on. 11 cents a gallon, the price of gas, and that tuition.
How about $250?
I mean,
is that for a year or for a day?
I mean, they're saying a year. That is just ridiculous, and it's just a special place. We've talked about this as you take a look at the steel.
Duke's first lead since it was 2-0.
And Jay, this place would be going crazy right now. And obviously, without fans, takes away a little bit of the luster. But make no mistake, Duke has found some energy coming out in the second half and taken the lead.
A 13-3 run in this second half. Boston College trying to answer. Felder can't get the follow flush. Duke in transition again, 3-on-1. Matthew Hurt called for an offensive foul.
I believe it was Tabs getting back, yes. An excellent job right there. Yep, feeder set, and that's good transition defense. And that's one of the things I talked about. Keys for Boston College in the second half. They have to do a good job in transition defense. A lot of times, whether that's off of turnovers or off of misses, they have to get back and limit those easy opportunities for Duke.
Missed layup there for BC, and this is a familiar script for the Eagles. A large lead against a ranked team, and they have let this slip away on a huge run by Duke to regain this lead. How will BC respond? Here's Jay Heath, darts in, floater doesn't fall. The follow, tip in good from the freshman Langford.
Well, he has been solid for BC. I love his energy. He's attacked the rim that time on the offensive glass, and he has had a solid game for Boston College.
Wendell Moore Jr. continues to be aggressive after a slow start to the season. John Shire went out of his way to say, we still believe in Wendell. We think he has a big part to play this season, and he has stepped up and looked really good tonight for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, he really has. Came into this game really struggling, 3 points a game, struggling shooting the ball from the perimeter. So again, he is a guy that they're going to need. They're going to need his production leadership. And tonight was a step in the right direction.
And a big reason why BC has let this lead slip away is Rich Kelly's been on the bench with 4 fouls. He's the Eagles' leading scorer tonight with 14. He was the spark, the Quinnipiac transfer, and with him out, it has been all Duke.
One of the things, if you're Boston College, Duke is so aggressive in the passing lanes. See if you can get some backdoor cuts that time, though. Another turnover.
That's the 3rd for Winston Tabbs, BC's leading scorer, who is scoreless right now. And despite all that, Jim Christian's team only trailing by 2, 15:40 to go in the second half. Absolutely crushed Jim Christian's team all season as you take a look at what they've done to this point. They've got 13 turnovers tonight, and the big problem is 11 of those 13 live ball steals from Duke, and it's led to 19 points off turnovers for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, really, that's the storyline for Boston College. Jim Christian, really, his team has shown some really good flashes against some tough competition. That really has been the one area, though, that has held them back and cost them games late in the second half.
Jay Heath trying to go up strong. Great defense by Jamin Brakefield, the freshman who's been terrific in his first year in Durham. A great defensive effort there.
You can see the help is much better in the second half that time. Jay Heath trying to get to the lane. 2 defenders there for Duke. That's pretty good team defense.
Here's Winston Tabbs for a 3, and his first made shot of the night for Boston College's leading scorer, coming in, a bank 3 to fire the Eagles back in front.
He is so shifty, so tough off the bounce. That time high screen, the help is not there for Duke, and that's a tough jumper to give Boston College the lead.
Joey Baker answers with a 3. Baker's first bucket of the night, also a triple.
Yeah, excellent penetration that time. Unselfish play, help not there for Boston College, and that's what he's in there for. Knock down shots, see if you can loosen up this zone by Boston College.
Duke trailed by 8 at halftime, shooting 5 of 6 from the floor. Combine that with another Boston College turnover, they have 14, 15, and they've regained the lead.
Now, although it's not a live ball where Duke is in a transition situation, that's just a missed opportunity. That's another possession loss for Boston College.
Brakefield for 3, that's off the mark. Baker, an offensive rebound, ripped away by Heath. Trying to push the tempo here. Lays it off for Felder, who puts it up and in to tie it at 53.
Yeah, excellent rebounding that time by Jay Heath. Getting on the defensive glass and then getting out in transition, giving it up early.
Baker got Felder up, steps in, can't knock it down though. Heath tries a deep three, left it short. Duke's been good in transition tonight, although that one off the leg of Brakefield.
Jay, when Boston College has handled the Duke pressure, they've been able to get some opportunities. Stefan Mitchell is going to be a key person to close out this game. They'll use him a lot of times. Boston College, when there's full court pressure, they will allow Stefan Mitchell to play the point guard to relieve pressure from the guards.
Here's Mitchell with it now. 6'8", but very comfortable with the ball. That's another Boston College turnover. 16 against the Eagles.
Jim Christian is trying to get his guys to go backdoor. Again, Duke being very aggressive into passing lanes. You have to ball fake and then get some backdoor cuts because they're just trying to shoot the gaps and try to come up with steals.
Eight seconds to shoot. Moore Jr. fading away, didn't get a clean look at it. Great defense from the Eagles. Transition three, it's good! C.J. Felder from deep.
He started the game off with a three, and that is a heads-up play by Jay Heath. In transition, dribble drive, and then sets your guy up for a wide open three.
Great take, the reverse lay-in. Wendell Moore Jr. continuing to have a great night, 15 points to lead all scorers. Tabs, pull up, pop. Hurt decides to launch a three, can't connect. Felder almost gave that one away. Instead stays with BC, count it, plus the foul. C.J. Felder again, everything working through the sophomore right now from three, and then inside. He'll go to the line for an and one when we come back. A look at the new normal. Mike Krzyzewski this week in quarantine after a member of his family who was positive for COVID exposed him during the holidays. And look at him over Zoom watching practices, talking with players, looking at film with John Shire and the Duke staff. Everything remained the same in terms of their build-up, their preparation for Boston College, except instead of in person, it was over Zoom, and he's unable to be on the sideline tonight.
I mean, Jay, nothing normal about this college basketball season, and obviously all the teams are going through this is the new normal now, and certainly it has impacted Duke. Obviously, the 3 weeks missed and not being able to have their Hall of Fame coach with them certainly is a factor in this game.
Jeremy Roach attacking the rack right down the middle of the lane for two. And Rich Kelly back into the game. He's got 14 for BC, playing with 4 fouls. Kelly on the drive. Here's Stefan Mitchell working on Wendell Moore, backs him down, turns around, missed the layup. Roach again, this time called for a travel.
That time better transition. transition D for Boston College. 3 players back, and that's a tough runner that time, though. End of lane, little euro and soft touch over Kelly, who did not want to pick up another foul.
Kelly from the corner, no good. He was red hot before. He had to sit out for 7 minutes. You wonder if that time on the bench cooled him off a little bit. Jay Heath darting through the lane, uses the left hand, can't finish though. Mitchell ripped it away, puts it in, plus the foul, Stephon Mitchell.
Well, he's one of the better rebounders in the ACC. Off the Heath miss, this is just a big-time offensive rebound and putback by Stephon Mitchell, and that's a big bucket for Boston College.
Foul called. It'll be Duke basketball trailing by 3. The question for Boston College and Jim Christian down the stretch: 2-7, 0-3 in ACC play. We asked Coach, why do you have that record? He said, we can't finish games. We've had leads, we've played well. Can the Eagles finish on the road down the stretch?
Let's see how Duke attacks this zone.
Into Matthew Hurt, straight to the basket, rejected by Mitchell. Duke keeps it alive. 10 seconds to shoot. Goldwire launches a 3, left it short. Mitchell grabs the loose ball, passes it over to Jay Heath.
What a block out by Stephon Mitchell. Again, we talk about his rebounding numbers, but he does a nice job blocking out.
Great defense from Hurt. Threw it off Heath. It actually kept the play alive for BC. Got back to block Mitchell. 2 great plays by Matthew Hurt. Bit of a block party on both sides right now.
Yeah, excellent recovery that time by C.J. Felder. And Hurt getting it done on the defensive end right here, trying to throw it off Heath's leg, and then good recovery to come up with the block.
As we near crunch time, both teams turning up the defense. And Wendell Moore Jr. hits another 3. He's got a game-high 18, and we're tied at 60. What a nice sight it must be for Duke fans to see Wendell Moore Jr. after the struggles he's had to start this season. 18 points on 5 of 8 shooting, 6 for 6 from the foul line.
And I think the big thing is 2 of 3 from the three-point line. He's a guy going back to last year, really struggled shooting the ball from beyond the arc, and he's had a very efficient offensive night for Duke.
Coming into tonight, Wendell Moore Jr. only had 19 points to his name in all the games combined this season, and he delivers 18, still with 8:34 to go, and his team tied at 60. Heath on the drive, lost the handle again. Goldwire picks it up. Duke in transition. Blue Devils back in front, and it's Wendell Moore Jr. again. He's up to 20. BC back the other way, out of control. And that's an offensive foul.
Jay, for as good as Boston College has played in this game, that pretty much sums up what Jim Christian has talked about, the inability for them to close out games. Again, first one, live ball turnover right here. Again, poor decision by Langford. And again, missed opportunity and lost possession for Boston College.
Stewart floater doesn't drop. Langford Jr. on the drive. Here's the freshman into traffic. Comes up empty. Dukes like to run. They've been successful at it. 24 fast break points today. A little too fast there. Heath pull-up pop. Can't knock it down. Langford Jr. there to clean it up.
Well, he made that putback look easy. One-hand finger roll off the miss to tie the game up.
Timeout, Jon Scheyer. Blue Devils in a dogfight without Coach K. We're tied at 62. Boston College's 3 top scorers coming into tonight have combined for only 5 points, and yet Jim Christian's team tied on the road with Duke, 62-62.
I mean, if you look at these numbers and you tell me your backcourt of Tabs and Heath are going to have a combined 5 points, I'd say you're losing by probably 30 if you're Boston College. But they had a huge contribution. Rich Kelly with his first start really has played a great game for Boston College tonight.
Kelly with 14, C.J. Felder with 17. Wendell Moore Jr. continues to be the story for Duke. Only 19 points coming into this game on the season. He's got 22 off the bench tonight.
And Jon Scheyer talked about him getting his confidence back. Look, they know he's talented and he's a guy that can score, but having his confidence back is huge for Duke.
Winston Tabb starting to find his confidence as well. His second 3, and it puts BC back in front by 1. Great take to the hoop. Fearless on the drive. And Duke back in front by 1. Mitchell from the corner, contested 3, no good. Heath has the offensive board, and he puts it in for 2.
Heads up play by Jay Heath. Now the one area for Boston College defensively, Jay, they got to do a better job keeping Duke out of the paint. In the first half, they did a nice job forcing them to shoot jumpers.
Deep 3, DJ Stewart, no good. Kelly tracks down the rebound. Great pass from Mitchell, the finish, C.J. Felder.
You cannot run it any better. Beautiful pass by Stephon Mitchell. Felder for another dunk off a beautiful pass.
Inside to Hurt, count it, plus the foul. An opportunity to tie the game at 69 from the line.
Not sure how he was left wide open, the ACC's leading scorer, but again, right here, beautiful pass by Stephon Mitchell to Felder. And then right here, and one for the leading scorer in the ACC, Matt Hurt. And that's just a breakdown by Boston College, leaving him that wide open underneath the hoop.
And that's C.J. Felder's 4th foul. So he checks out of the game. He's BC's leading scorer tonight with 19. Rich Kelly, who has 14, also with 4 personal fouls. Heath working on Hurt. Fading away, floats one up short. Karnick ripped it down, it was poked away. Goldwire in transition. Goes straight to the hoop, draws the foul.
individual defensive play by Matthew Hurt. Had Jay Heath switched out on him. They went to the ISO at the top, and that's just great footwork by Hurt to force Heath into a tough jumper.
Rebound the ball!
This Sunday afternoon, women's basketball triple header right here on the ACC Network. Tips off with Louisville at Clemson at noon, then Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and Boston College, Wake Forest to follow. 3 in a row Sunday, all right here on the ACC Network. This game tied at 69. Goldwire splits a pair from the line. Here's Kelly, draws the foul. He has not scored since the first half. But 14 points on the night for the Quinnipiac transfer at his first start for Jim Christian's Eagles.
Well, Kelly's done a nice job tonight attacking the rim. First series of games for Boston College, really more out on the perimeter as a spot-up shooter. Tonight, he has been very aggressive off the bounce, and he's been able to get to the free throw line or get some high-percentage shots going towards the basket.
His first point in more than 21 minutes of game action. But those 2 foul shots puts him to 16 for the night. He only had 17 in the 3 previous games combined. A little offense-defense for Jim Christian. His team leading by 2, 4:40 to play at Cameron Indoor. Here's Goldwire leaning in and it falls. Tied at 71.
Ball screen defense is going to be key for Duke to close this one out. Boston College likes to run a lot of actions with Tabbs and Heath. Defensively, though, Jay, Boston College has had some miscommunication that time. Karnick, not sure whether or not he should go out on the perimeter or not, giving up a driving lane.
Jay Heath draws the foul with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. And that's 4 on Matthew Hurt. So he'll have to be careful down the stretch. And Heath heads the line for a 1-and-1.
And this is part of the growth for Jay Heath. We talked about it at the tip. His last 3 games, he has been on fire for Boston College. 17 points a game, shooting over 45% from the 3-point line. But that time, didn't settle for the jumper, drove the ball now at the free throw line.
Now, Jim Christian told us the biggest improvement for Heath has been his attitude. And games previously where he's missed some shots, it's affected the rest of his game. And it certainly hasn't tonight. It's not his best shooting performance, just 2 of 7 from the floor, but he has played hard defensively, and he's still the guy you want with the ball in his hands down the stretch for BC.
Oh, absolutely, and he's made some nice decisions to set his teammates up. But you're absolutely right. To close this game out, it's going to come down to Tabbs and Heath with the ball in their hand for Boston College.
Heath with 4 assists to his name tonight to go along with 6 points. Here's Wendell Moore Jr., 22, season high, blocked at the rim. Duke double teams. For Junior splits the double team, but called for an offensive foul on his way to the rim. Wendell Moore Jr. doing it all tonight for the Blue Devils. 22 to lead all scorers and drawing the charge there. Blue Devils ball, trailing by 2. In his last 4 games coming into tonight, Wendell Moore shooting 1 for 21, but Malcolm Huckabee, he's been the go-to guy tonight. a game-high 22 points to lead Duke.
Playing with a lot of confidence, and it's amazing what happens when you start making shots. Everything picks up. I think I've been more impressed, too, with his defensive effort coming up with a big charge on that last possession. Again, when you have success on the offensive end, it obviously spurts up your defense as well. They needed all of those 22 points tonight against this Boston College team.
And for the Eagles, C.J. Felder has led the way. The sophomore, 19 points, but he's got 4 fouls. One more, and he is out of this game. It's Duke ball, 3:30 to play, trailing by 2. Goldwire left open for 3. Can't connect. Matthew Hurt, offensive board. Missed layup, but the second effort's good to tie it at 73.
That's a missed opportunity for Boston College. Off the miss that time. Hurt on the offensive glass.
Kelly out of control there. A no-pass possession for the Eagles. Wendell Moore Jr. fading away. Another offensive rebound for Duke, and they cash in for 2. Back-to-back buckets off the offensive glass. Timeout, Jim Christian. The 9th lead change this half alone as Duke goes on a mini 4-0 run out of the timeout to regain the lead.
Well, you've done everything right if you're Boston College, except finish off the play right here. Great work by Hurt on the offensive glass. And then again, Boston College off the miss, unable to come up with the offensive rebound. Duke all over the offensive glass. 2 big-time buckets.
Jon Scheyer and this Duke staff doing it with Mike Krzyzewski watching at home like all of you. Coach K and the contact tracing quarantine. He's tested negative but still can't be on the sideline. He's watched practices on Zoom. He's been with all the preparation via Zoom but can't be on that sideline. And sure, like a lot of Duke fans, he's watching at home, anxious in the final 2 minutes and 38 seconds. You look at that record, Blue Devils just 10 of 18 without Coach K on the sideline. They certainly struggled, especially early. BC led by 16 with 1:52 left in the first half, and Duke has chipped away a 2-point lead down the stretch. Here's Rich Kelly playing with 4 fouls. Finds Felder for 3, rims out.
Although he's knocked down threes in this game, you don't like that possession. 1 pass, a contested 3. You prefer something going to the basket off a couple of ball swings.
Mitchell blocked it. Kelly kept it in play. Under 2 minutes to play, BC trailing by 2. Fouled. Jay Heath will head to the line for 2. Now this has been the story of Boston College's season for Jim Christian. They've been so close to a big win, played a really challenging schedule. 7 of their first 10 opponents, including Duke, in the Ken Pom top 45, but 2-7. They've failed to close the door. And he ties his game at 75. Timeout, Jon Scheyer. Stepping up for the first time in his head coaching duties at the age of 33 for a man who's got the court named after him, and he takes a timeout to talk things over, tied at 75. Good time to remind you to tune in to Packer and Durham. I'm sure the guys will be talking about this game and a whole lot more tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern time all the way to 10 a.m. Eastern time every weekday right here on the ACC Network. So Malcolm, if you're John Shire, what are you telling your team down the stretch here?
Well, again, be patient against the Boston College matchup zone. Don't settle for a contested jumper. Try to get a high ball screen, and I gotta imagine Matt Hurt is going to have the ball in his hands. On the other side, Boston College done everything right the last couple of possessions except box out and finish off the play. You must have all 5 guys on the defensive glass and must communicate on any ball screens. Make sure you don't give up an open look for Duke.
Each team with 1 timeout. $1:39 to play. Duke ball tied at 75. Matthew Hurt for 3, and he hits it. The sophomore comes up clutch. Believe it or not, that's the biggest lead of the night for Duke. Felder lost the handle. Regained it. Count it plus the foul. He bobbled the ball, but got it up, got it in, and drew some contact. It can tie the game at 78 from the line.
Well, the backcourt tabs that time with the nice drop-off pass. Great finish by C.J. Felder, who's led the way for Boston College.
Missed the foul shot, though.
If you're Boston College, you have to close out on Hurt. On that previous offensive possession for Duke, you have to get a hand up. Do not give him any airspace whatsoever.
8 seconds to shoot. Here's Jeremy Roach over to his fellow freshman DJ Stewart. Drives the lane, lost the handle. The officials say it's Boston College basketball. DJ Stewart says that BC got a piece of it. So the officials will take a look at the monitor with 46.4 to play.
It's hard to tell from our angle whether or not it was deflected. I'm not sure if Stewart was trying to throw a lob pass to Hurt. Yeah, that's going to be tough. I think that might have hit Tabbs' hand. Again, it's tough to tell whether or not he got his hand on the ball or Stewart's hand. And you got 3 Boston College defenders. That's going to be tough to tell.
Even if Duke gets this overturned, Malcolm, they'll only have 2 seconds left on that shot clock to make something happen. The question is, did Winston Tabbs get a piece of it? Boston College's leading scorer, who did not start tonight, came off the bench. He's hit 2 big threes. The officials taking an extra long look at this one.
I don't know. I mean, it's again, it's certainly a pass. He's not shooting that. He's trying to pass it to her. And yeah, it doesn't look like in that. Again, it looks like their hands just came together, but I'm not sure if there's enough for them to overturn that and give the ball back to Duke.
And that's the key word, overturn, because the ruling on the floor was Boston College basketball. Although BC looks like they're getting ready to play defense. And Jim Christian's confused, as are we. We'll take one more look. Again, the rule was Boston College basketball. Is there enough evidence to say that it went off Winston Tabbs?
I mean, it's still
really tough call
from that angle right there.
As it stands, Duke leading by 1. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. There's 2 seconds on the shot clock if the Blue Devils do get a reversal. Jon Scheyer taking over the head coaching duties. Mike Krzyzewski in a COVID contact tracing quarantine.
Looks like they did call it a deflection off of Boston College.
This is Duke basketball. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something quick. Roach the inbounder. Floats it to Wendell Moore Jr. Step back and he buries it. Wendell Moore Jr. This night belongs to him. 24 points off the bench.
And none bigger than this 2 right here. Shot clock at 2. Needed to get one off, and yeah, he definitely got it off in time. Nothing but the bottom of the net. That's a big-time bucket by Wendell Moore.
A big smile from the sophomore, and this will silence the haters that Jon Scheyer told us about. He went out of his way to say, I really feel bad for what Moore Jr.'s had to deal with this season. Yeah, he's not playing his best basketball. He knows it too, but what he's had to deal with from fans, opposing fans, yeah, 1 for 21's not good. He knows that, but he used the word believe, and boy, that belief led to a huge performance tonight.
And he said, look, it's as simple as this. He needed to see the ball go in the basket, and that has happened. And he said, look, I've been impressed with his maturity and how he has handled the criticism, obviously losing his starting role and staying ready. And he gave Duke a huge boost off the bench tonight.
Only 19 points combined for Moore on the season, and tonight he delivers 24 off the bench. The officials are still looking at the clock.
Yeah, it looked like that.
He got it away very cleanly, but there should be an extra second on the game clock. It stopped at 43. Probably should have been stopped a hair over 44. And they reset it to 44.4. It's a 3-point Duke lead. What do you draw up here if you're Boston College, Malcolm?
Plenty of time, 44 seconds. Again, if it comes off a 3, dribble, drive, and kick, that's fine. But you got to get into your offense early. Certainly you can't turn it over, but if you're Boston College, again, high ball screen with either Tabbs or Heath, but you're going to have to break this pressure by Duke.
Each team with 1 timeout. Here's Jay Heath, guarded by Hurt. Under 30 to play. EC's used a lot of time. Heath hits it. Big time bucket from Jay Heath. And the Eagles foul Jordan Goldwire. Sends the senior to the line.
Jay Heath continues to play outstanding ball for Boston College. We talked about what he's done the last 3 games. That's a beautiful little pull-up jumper. Both he and Tabbs have 2 of the better mid-range games in the ACC, and that's a big bucket for Jay Heath.
It was Rich Kelly, the Quinnipiac transfer, who provided 16 points tonight, who committed that foul on Goldwire. That's his 5th, so he's out for the rest of the game. And it's the senior Jordan Goldwire who steps to the line. Duke has struggled from the foul line tonight, 12 for 21. Goldwire is 1 for 2. He will get 2 because we're in the double bonus.
If you're Boston College here, you cannot give up an offensive rebound. That's hurt you late in the second half, giving up second chance opportunities to do.
Goldwire got them both. Both teams still with a timeout.
You got to get into your offense quicker if you're Boston College.
He turned the ball over. That's Duke basketball. Of course they'll review it. But that's a bad pass in crunch time, and it's a familiar story for Jim Christian, who's played a lot of tough teams this year, played them tough, but has failed to close them out.
I mean, that's just really not much pressure. Not sure where Jay Heath was throwing that back to. And, you know, again, these are the situations, end of game. Now, right there, again, tough for us to tell whether or not Langford Jr. got his hand on that, but costly mistake if that remains Duke ball.
In our coach's call, Jim Christian said that in stretches of this season they've shown they can play with anyone, but they need to close games, need to find a way to win. And once again, leading by 16 in the first half, a halftime lead of 8, but a critical mistake down the stretch.
Jim Christian went back to some of the games they've had. Minnesota, they have a 15-point lead. Couldn't close it out. NC State, they're right there. Back and forth. Again, end-of-game situations, not able to close it out. And right here against Duke, they have a great opportunity to get a road win. And it looks like Langford got us.
It was his right hand
on it. Yeah.
And great officiating to get that right the first time on the court before the official review. Duke has the possession arrow. 1 timeout for each team.
Boston College now, you have to foul. You still have maybe one chance and an opportunity for a steal. If not, you must foul immediately if you do not get a steal.
And the foul does come in on Wendell Moore Jr. No doubt about it, the sophomore has been the story of the night. 24 points off the bench. He's a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. And this after only averaging 3.8 points per game, shooting 1 for 21 in his last 4 games. He delivered in a big way tonight. This is the go-ahead shot. And he makes it a 2-possession game with that made foul shot. BC does have 1 timeout, elects not to take it here. And Winston Taps can run the baseline if he chooses. Heath has to hurry. Launches no good. It falls to Felder. Step back 3. He hits it with 0.7 left. C.J. Felder drills it to make it a 1-point game. Timeout, Jim Christian. The officials are obviously going to check to see if there should be more time on the clock, but as it stands, less than a second remaining. Felder lets it go with 2.
Probably about a 0.7, 0.6. But Brakefield right here, Jay, very fortunate that Felder didn't kick his legs out, because that could have potentially been a 4-point play. If you're Boston College, obviously you have to hope for a miracle that somehow Duke turns the ball over prior to inbounding it. But if you're Duke right now, I'm just throwing it in the backcourt, all the way down the other end of the court. 0.7 seconds. Boston College is not going to have enough time to catch and heave one from the other side of the court. So
okay, they do add, 0.3 of a second on, so 1 full second remaining. Duke still has 1 timeout, protecting his 1-point lead. Jon Scheyer trying to hold down the fort with Coach K in contact tracing quarantine. And Duke inbounds the ball. BC can't foul. It's a final. Duke hangs on 83-82. Jon Scheyer's team rallies from 16 points down to win this game without Coach K on the sidelines. And their first game in 21 days is a win.
And that's exactly what it was, a win. It was a struggle in the first half, but credit Duke hanging around in this game. And then in the second half, they came out with much more energy. And Wendell Moore, again, he was the bright spot for Duke in this one. Offensively, defensively, Duke comes away with the win.
Wendell Moore Jr., the star of the night, 25 points to come back from 16 down. Duke gets the win without Coach K on the sidelines. BC falls to 2-8. For our terrific ACC Network crew, Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Jay Alter saying so long from Durham.